Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Brent here, and it's been like a week now since Rushia got fired from Hololive. And in the description of my other video, I said I'd take a few days off to collect my thoughts and figure out my thoughts on this because back then I was too driven by emotions. So now it's about time that I talk about this and give my honest thoughts with a cool and clear head. I want to give a quick disclaimer that I'm not trying to relight the drama or make it bigger or anything. I just want to talk about it because I've been a fan of Rushia for a couple of years now. So honestly, seeing her go like this is kind of sad. Also, I won't edit this video that much. Probably I won't edit it at all because it's just me talking. I don't want to make it too memey or add too much things on the screen. Just want to get my thoughts out there. Yeah, this will also be the last time I speak on this drama, of course, since it's already over. Anyway, we're gonna discuss three topics in today's video. First of all, why did Rushia get fired? Second of all, what are my thoughts on her being fired? And third, what will I be doing going forward now that Rushia has been fired? Alright, so let's discuss the first point. So the short answer as to why she was fired is because she broke her NDA by leaking information to third parties. But if we're going to do the longer version of it and explain the actual timeline, then it's gonna go a little something like this. So Rushia got attacked online after the Discord notification from Mafu Mafu popped up, and Cover initially took her side, telling people to stop the nonsense because Rushia has been going through extreme mental anguish and all that. She's good on Cover, and of course, they defended her, saying what Rushia does in her private life is Rushia's business, which is good. So, the situation started to fix itself, but Rushia, of course, understandably, being attacked online is not exactly something that you ever think you'd go through in your lifespan, and Rushia was just very emotional about it. She said one time that, she's kind of stupid when it comes to stuff like this. I don't know the clip, but I just read that from another fan that in her own words, she said that when it comes to situations like this, under pressure, she's kind of dumb in what she does. So, understandably, she was getting attacked by a lot of people on the internet. And due to the mental stress, she decided to go to a drama channel called Kore Kore, who I've seen people call Japanese Keemstar. So she goes to this guy and basically she wants Kore Kore to clear Rushia's name by saying, yeah, they're not dating. We talk. She said she's not dating anyone. She doesn't live together with Mafu Mafu. That's all that needed to happen. And in order to solidify this, she sent Kore Kore pictures of her screenshots with her conversations with Mafu Mafu and I think her manager in Hololive. Also pictures of her bedroom and stuff like that. And she asked Kore Kore not to show this to anyone. And understandably, of course, because this is private information. But Kore Kore decided to show it on stream anyway. When he was talking about the drama, he was saying, yeah, they're not dating. We talked, they're not dating. That's all that needed to happen. But it didn't stop there. He went on to say, Rushia told me not to show this, but I'm gonna show it anyway. And he decided to show the things that Rushia sent her, which of course was a violation of her NDA. And when Cover discovered this, they decided to, kick her out of the company, which I'm not gonna lie is actually pretty understandable. Breaking an NDA is serious shit, and honestly, Cover could have done worse. Because breaking an NDA is literally punishable by jail time, and they could have ruined Rushia, but they chose not to, because of course they didn't want to do what they had to do. But unfortunately, Rushia fucked up, and that's where the whole thing ends. That's basically the gist of why Rushia was fired. So, what are my thoughts on it? Well, of course, like I said, I'm devastated. But when the news first came out, I said that if what Cover were saying were true, then unfortunately I can't defend Rushia on that end because you signed an NDA, it's your responsibility to live up to it. And unfortunately, now it's been proven true with all the information that I've stated earlier. So, unfortunately, on that end, I can't defend Rushia. Like, of course, I see where she's coming from. It's not a very good situation to be harassed by a lot of people online. You don't exactly expect that that'll ever happen. But as a content creator, you gotta learn how to keep your head because some things really just do fix themselves, and you don't have to do anything. And Rushia really didn't have to do anything. The situation was fixing itself. At least in what I could see, is it was fixing itself because I could. There was a more supportive messages now than there were hateful messages. In fact, there were like three different hashtags that were trending. There was hashtag Rushia Daisuki Dayo. There was We Love Rushia, and there was Rushia did nothing wrong. So there were lots of supportive messages coming in from fans, and Rushia really didn't have to do anything. But unfortunately, her mind wasn't able to tolerate or wasn't able to take the amount of harassment that was going towards her, and the stress got the better of her. So she did what she did, and part of me wants to sympathize with Rushia because, of course, it's a very bad situation. No one ever has to go through this or should go through this. But at the same time, Marine said that her and the third generation talked to Rushia about this and were like trying to help her and stuff. And if that's the case, and Rushia still did what she did, and maybe her manager as well, maybe her manager just told her to be quiet, then unfortunately everything that happened from then on is Rushia's fault because she got warning from lots of different people saying that everything will be all right, but she still didn't heed those warnings and decided to take action herself. Then, you know, you can't get mad at a wild dog biting a hand that's put right in front of it because that's just instinct. And that's basically what happened with Rushia. She put her hand out to these drama channels and she got bit when in the ass when Kore Kore leaked all that information. So yeah, can't defend Rushia unfortunately on that. It's just all I have to say is it's unfortunate. Also, I wanna say Kore Kore really fucked up with what he did. Like, you're not supposed to show information which people tell you not to show, and Rushia explicitly told him not to show it, and he even said verbatim, Rushia told me not to show this, but I must show it anyway. He literally said that, knowing full well that Rushia did not give him permission to share that information. So yeah, Kore Kore definitely has a fault as well in this whole thing, and hopefully he learns how to be a bit more professional. It's funny they call him Japanese Keemstar because even Keemstar doesn't do that shit. Keemstar at least he at least gets permission from everyone before showing something. Or, well, not sure if always, since I stopped watching him after a few years, but definitely back in the day, he did not show information unless he got permission from the person who owns said information to show it onto his channel. So he's more like a Japanese Keemstar version 2, the more douchebag Keemstar, so to say. So yeah, and also, in my opinion, a lot of the blame goes to those really weirdo fans on Twitter that were trying to cancel her. Of course, one may say Rushia is at fault for why these people are like that because she, catered to their parasocial relationships instead of telling them to touch grass or something. But even though Rushia kind of bred these kind of fans by being that acting like a needy girlfriend or something, look at her birthday merch. She's literally selling an imitation wedding ring, something that's like, oh yeah, if you want to marry Rushia. And even her acrylic stand was her in a wedding dress and such. Of course, this doesn't justify what the fans did, but at the same time, it definitely created some weirdos out there. So one may say it's Rushia's fault why people are like this, but it still doesn't mean that what they did is good. Like, what they did was overreact to what was basically a nothing burger. Like, sure, they had a parasocial relationship, an extreme parasocial relationship with Rushia, but it's so bad, or they're so dumb that they basically forgot the concept that humans exist and that humans have other human friends and they're not just anime girls on the internet. And I guess they were devastated when they found out that Rushia isn't an anime girl in the internet and actually is an actual human being. What do you mean Rushia has a real life? Isn't she just some anime girl on the internet that I'm supposed to love? That's my recreation of what they sound like. So yeah, definitely a lot of them is at blame, of course. But honestly, it's like I can't. I've been trying to find who exactly is at fault here, and It's like when you look at it, there's so many factors to consider. It's like so many people did something wrong. Rushia was wrong for, doing what she did by leaking information to Kore Kore. And also, I want to add, she was kind of clumsy for not checking her Discord before the GTA 5 stream started. And also, it's a bit weird why she used her Rushia account, her work account, to have personal communication with Mafu Mafu. I find that a bit weird because, why? That's very unprofessional of Rushia. So there's that. And then Kore Kore is also at fault for leaking information which wasn't supposed to be leaked in the first place, as stated by Rushia herself. And the fans are at fault because they overreacted, which caused Rushia mental anguish. So you see what I mean? There's so many people, there's so many factors to consider. Like there's multiple ways this could have been avoided, but unfortunately, all those ways were either avoided or just didn't come to be. It could have been avoided had Rushia been a little more professional, had the crazy rabid fans been a little more normal, had Kore Kore been a little less of a douchebag. And see, there's so many ways this could have been, Rushia could have not been fired, but all those ways were avoided. So, like, I don't know, it's like everyone is at blame here. Like, there's no one person to blame because even though Russia started it all, there was multiple ways it could have been avoided. So it could have went from one simple slip, like a simple mistake, and could have just been that and finished. But no, it became something way worse when with multiple people getting involved. So that's my thoughts about it. My thoughts is basically it's a very unfortunate situation. It's a very gray situation because on one end I feel bad Rushia had so much shit going on for her, and she out of stress she decided to go to Kore Kore in a hope to clear her name, but at the same time cover is still a business at the end of the day, and business have rules. And if they let Rushia go, then other members might think, and I'm not saying they will think this, but of course, you can never say. Other members might think, well, if she can get away with it, who's to say I can't as well? Because that's just how it works. You have to treat everyone fairly. So, you know, I'm pretty sure Achan said they didn't want to do this, but unfortunately, Rushia forced their hand and they voted to fire her. Understandably so, because cover has rules and guidelines and the contracts, all that. So yeah, it's just a very unfortunate situation, really. So now that this is all done and dealt with, what am I going to be doing going forward? Well, the answer is pretty simple. I'm going to continue supporting Rushia. And I know she fucked up, but at the same time, when I look at it, it's like what she did, breaking an NDA, to me, it's not that serious. Of course, in a business side, it is, but to me personally, as a viewer, it's not a serious thing. So if she just becomes an independent streamer, then it's fine. I will continue to watch her, support her, and all that crap. And I want to reiterate, breaking an NDA definitely is serious in the business side of things. But as a viewer who's not part of the business side of things, of course, I won't really care much about it. Definitely, I will criticize her for that. You fucked up, Rushia. Because, I live by a philosophy of give credit where credit is due and criticize what needs to be criticized. And Rushia does need to be criticized for fucking up. But still, I'm not gonna hate her for breaking an NDA because it didn't. It's not like she made herself hateable. Maybe to businesses she looks untrustworthy, but to the viewers, definitely my view on her is unchanged. Maybe it changed a little in the way that I now know she's a little more clumsy than how I thought she was before. But that's about it. And I bet if she starts a new channel, which if you're in the community, you probably already know she has, she's going to become as successful as she was with Rushia. Something similar to certain Yakuza. I'm not gonna say anything other than that. So if she decides to start another channel, wink wink, then I bet she'll be as successful as she was when she was Rushia, because all her not all, definitely not all, most her original fan base will probably come back to support her because when it comes to VTubers, you come in for the cute anime girl, but then you really stay because their personality just catches you. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the fandeds will continue to support her because she's still pretty good streamer, still pretty funny, entertaining, and all that. Sure, she fucked up, but it's not fucked up in the way that it's enough to dislike her. It's not like what let me think, like Logan Paul level of fucked up, where it's so despicable that everyone just decided to try and cancel him, which I guess failed because he's still gaining subs, but whatever. So yeah, that's my final opinion on it. Definitely, I hope only the best for Rushia going forward. I hope she learns something from this because, definitely she needs to learn how to control her emotions more and not let it get the best of her. And you really do need to learn that if you're gonna survive on the internet, because the internet is wild, man. Trust me, this ain't like real life. Like, stuff here is fucked up, and I've seen my fair share of it. Not on YouTube, but you know, I'm on the internet as well. So yeah, that's about it from me. Thanks for listening. Uh, Sorry if this video was really long. I had a lot to say about this, and I'm just a bit glad I was finally able to get it off my chest. Again, sorry it wasn't much edited or edited at all. Not sure what I decide to do going forward. So future Brent, if you're not editing this, well, whatever. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.